Hey there, back with another Tales from the Darkside episode review. This time, episode 3 from season 1, or episode 2, whichever you prefer. I know I'm confusing you. But I like to call it episode 3. I don't really like calling episode 0 or whatever, the pilot, whatever. I call the pilot episode 1, episode 2, 3, so forth. So, and for me, this is episode 3. IMDb's not going to say it's episode 3. IMDb's going to say it's season 1, episode 2. But anyway, this is, I'll give you a million, which is directed by John Harrison. John Harrison, for those of you not familiar with John Harrison directed a huge number of episodes from this series, as well as was the composer for the soundtrack for Creepshow, as well as Day of the Dead. So, did a good job with both those scores. Anyway, I'll give you a million stars. Keenan Wynn as a rich millionaire named Duncan Williams, and it also has George Petrie as Jack Blaine, and a few other character actors as well. Now, Jack Blaine, played by George Petrie, and Duncan Williams, played by Keenan Wynn, are business associates who have been working together for many, many years in businesses which are not completely clean, for example, prostitution and drug dealing. They are celebrating in their limo when one of them offers to buy the other's soul in exchange for $1 million. They are playing billiards and Jack is losing a lot of money. So Duncan offers Jack $1 million in exchange for the rights to his eternal soul. Jack laughs it off, but he doesn't believe in the idea of a soul. But then he has he has some flashbacks considering his childhood at Sunday school. And Duncan says that he's being a chicken, so Jack says he'd sell it. Only Richards, played by Michael Freeman, the butler, is a witness. He's the only witness of this proposition. Now, Keenan Wynn did a great job playing this scumbag sleazeball of a millionaire. He's like, "Come on, Jack, it's just it's just a soul. Yeah, it's. You said you don't even believe in it. Just $1 million, $1 million. I'll give you $1 million for it, Jack. $1 million. Think about that." So the following day, Jack is not feeling too well. So he ends up going to Duncan's mansion to sign the contract and to sell his soul for $1 million. But Duncan only wants to have some security that Jack won't kill him. So that's the whole sort of idea. He wants to have some security so Jack won't kill him. I guess and keep the million, like take more than $1 million or something. Because he's just really paranoid. And of course, also he's an asshole. So anyway, Jack signs a contract. I think it was in blood as well. And soon afterwards, after Simon signed the contract and cashed the check, Jack discovers that he's so ill that he only has 1 or 2 months left to live. He then offers Duncan to give him back his $1 million and give him a further $1 million if he breaks the contract. Duncan laughs as this is the easiest $1 million he has ever earned. However, soon afterwards, Jenny, played by Catherine Battistone, phones Duncan to tell him that Jack's dead, that Jack has died. So Duncan's, actually visibly upset that his plot to get $1 million has not worked so well. Because not upset about his friend's death, no, more upset about, I lost out on $1 million. I will get that $1 million. Yeah, so anyway. So, of course, he's pissed because, he's an ass. He's more upset about the loss of $1 million than the loss of his friend. So, I guess they're not really great friends after all. So, Duncan dismisses Richards, and that night he ends up being alone. He's alone in his mansion. And it's a perfect setting for a bit of Tales from the Darkside, tomfoolery and creepiness. So, suddenly, that night it's stormy, it's pitch black. Jack ends up visiting him. And Jack is back, so to speak, but he's dead. So he's already dead to give him his soul. Jack begs Duncan to accept his soul and fulfill the contract. Duncan rejects it, terrified. And there's actually a pretty well shot sequence here with, fog, machine, and the makeup effects on the, dead Jack were pretty good. It reminded me of the makeup effects that were used in Creepshow, in the story Something That Tied You Over. Sort of the same sort of makeup design. And so even the way that he talked was kind of like the way that the undead corpses in that segment talked. Like Ted Danson. It was like, please take my soul. You can have it. And of course, Keenan Wynn is terrible. Like, no, they're dead. You said you wanted my soul. Here it is. Duncan ends up rejecting it because he's scared out of his wits. And suddenly the devil appears, played by Brad Fisher. And this is really one of the most interesting sort of looking devils I've seen on any sort of incarnation on film, TV, or otherwise. He looks like Taco, you know? Put it on the Ritz. Taco from Put It on the guy who sang the song Putting on the Ritz in the 80s, who's like a one-hit wonder. And so he looks like Taco. So I'm like, the devil looks like Taco. Okay, all right. Interesting choice. So he's like got white face paint and he's got a top hat and like Taco. And so he's kind of eccentric. And the devil appears, and before Duncan can collect he appears before Duncan can collect Jack's soul. The contract said that if Duncan died before he could collect Jack's soul, the contract would be void and null. So Duncan then has a heart attack right there, so the devil picks both souls up for the price of one. And, both souls up, for the price of one, pretty much. It's a good deal for the devil. He gets two souls, he gets two souls for, the price of one. So it's like, kind of like you get two birds with one stone. He gets two souls, one stone. Anyway, so he picks up both souls, Jack's and Duncan's. The devil then burns something onto Duncan's chest and then leaves. Duncan lies in his dead on his bed with the words "paid in full" branded on his chest, which is that was creepy, but at the same time kind of funny. It was paid in full. Yeah, the devil's played by a kooky British guy in a top hat and white face paint. Scary devil. More than it's like a scary mime devil. Anyway. But yeah, it's Taco. But anyway, yeah, that's episode 3, which, like episode 2, but I'm say episode 3. Episode 3, Tales from the Darkside season 1. I'll give you $1 million. I don't mind this episode. I think it was definitely a big improvement over the second episode, which I just thought was confusing at points and just really not the greatest thing ever. This though, I'd say it's a decent one. Is it one of my favorites? Not necessarily, but it's one of the better ones. I'd probably say definitely Trick or Treat was better than this. But hey, I mean, for the first 3 episodes, I mean, that's a pretty good track record. 2 out of 3. I mean, that's pretty good. But anyway, yeah, there's definitely worse episodes than this. But I would say The New Man was definitely a lot worse than I'll Give You $1 million. I had fun with Keenan Wynn's performance as this, snide, old jerk off. And I thought actually the Jack Blaine's character played by Giorgio Petrie, I thought he did a good job too playing the other side of the coin, the nicer guy. And you really did feel for him, to be honest. And then his soul gets taken by the devil along with the assholes. It's like, right, that sucks. But at the same time, they're kind of not the most nice guys because they did make a lot of their fortune off of prostitution and drugs. So at the end of the day, fuck them. No. But maybe Jack had a change of heart, so maybe not that. But Keenan Wynn, yeah, he was his comeback. The devil could steal his soul and take it back to hell. He probably belongs. That's probably where it belongs. Anyway, I really don't know what to say about I'll Give You $1 million. I'm not gonna rate it. I'm just gonna say solid episode. Anyway, thanks for watching another episode review of Tales from the Darkside season 1, and I will see you guys later. See ya.